To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. Two very big words. The action I am taking will open up access to up to $50 billion of very important and a large amount of money for states and territories and localities in our shared fight against this disease.
Afghan and Pakistani forces are attacking each other along a border area. The fighting's been concentrated in Afghanistan's eastern Nangarhar and Kunar provinces. The Afghan government says it launched operations against Pakistani army positions in retaliation for airstrikes earlier this week.
Daylight come and me want go home. Work all night and a drink a rum. Daylight come and me want go home. Stack banana till the morning come. Daylight come and me want go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go home. Live 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and me want go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and me want go home. Day is a day, oh. Daylight come and me want go home. Day is a day, is a day, is a day. Daylight come and me want go home. A beautiful bunch, a ripe banana. Daylight come and we want go home. Hide the deadly black tarantula. Daylight come and we want go home. Live 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and we want go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and we want go home.
It's okay. It's okay, Grace.
They can tell if the door was open. They're not going to believe me.
We're gonna get you out of here, okay?
Daddy said I'm not ready.
Grace, you remember me, right?
It's Duncan, Meg's friend, remember?
I don't want to be tested. Daddy said I'm not ready.
Hey, it's okay.
Grace? Can you come out, please? Grace, sweetheart.
Yes, Daddy?
Go downstairs, please.
Yes, Daddy.
Your mother's in the kitchen. Get down on the floor. Get down on the floor.
Why don't you just let us...
Get on the floor!
Honey.
Call the sheriff. I came home from church and found them in my daughter's room, rifling through her things.
We were trying to help Grace. They've been abusing her. They had her locked in the closet.
Little
Go.
Mouth.
Go look.
Nobody
Go
believes
look
a
in the
word
closet.
you
Look at the
say, you
books they make
filthy
her
lying
write.
whore.
Okay, enough, okay? Stop it. Up. Get up.
There's a small room inside the closet. They had her locked in. Move the clothes.
I'll be back for a statement.
Holy cow, don't get up.
I want want them prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I'm not sure if they got anything or not, but even if they... What are you doing? You can't do that. I'm the victim here. You have no right to just come into my house and start poking around.
It's funny. I heard my father give that exact speech once.
Stay like this on the hills of nature. Don't wake up. I feel strange when you go, 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 go. Ran, 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 ran,
So what is this?
Rising more than 1,000 feet above the City of Light, illuminating the night sky in Paris. The tower is one of the most iconic sights in the world and the centerpiece of the Olympic Games. It will tower over the event just as it did when the Olympics were in Paris 100 years ago. Gustave Eiffel designed it, and another beacon of freedom, the Statue of Liberty.
Paris just wouldn't be Paris without the Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower is more than 120 years old, so it takes a lot of TLC to keep her safe and beautiful. Teams of highly trained workers paint the tower meticulously every 7 years to protect it from rust.
In 1924, for the Paris Olympics, it was the first competition that was live broadcasted on the radio, and the radio was on the Eiffel Tower. So we have a story with the Olympics.
Several events like beach volleyball will take place right at the base. The centerpiece of the Paris Games, like her American cousin, the Statue of Liberty, represents a message from the past about believing in the future and the power of hopes and dreams.
Have you ever wondered how a single decision can trigger a cascade of events that can change the course of history? Today, we journey back to the tumultuous era of the French Revolution, specifically to the 17th of July, 1791, a day stained by the blood of the Parisian crowd at the Champ de Mars. This event, known as the Champ de Mars Massacre, began with a controversial decree issued by the National Constituent Assembly just 2 days prior. This decree allowed King Louis XVI, who had recently attempted to flee France in what is known as the Flight to Varennes, to retain his throne under a constitutional monarchy.
Mars is the Roman god of war. His equivalent in Greek mythology is Ares, but the prestige of Mars in Rome is far superior to what Ares had in ancient Greece. Mars is the son of Jupiter and Juno, the gods who rule the universe. The Roman god of war was usually represented as a mature, strong, bearded man. His appearance was more majestic than that of Ares, who was often represented as a young and impulsive god. The Roman god crossed the battlefields next to the demons Virtus and Honor. Thus, he favored those who fought with honor. Ares was followed by his sons Phobos and Deimos, entities who depicted fear and terror. Although Ares was a god despised among the Olympian gods and barely worshipped among men for his violent and cruel nature, Mars was worshipped in Rome. According to Roman myths, he was the father of the twins Romulus and Remus. The former was the founder of the city of Rome. Mars had the goddess of love Venus as his lover, equivalent to the goddess Aphrodite in Greek mythology. In the early Roman cults, Mars was an agricultural deity. But as Roman society developed and expanded territorially with the conquests, the role of the god also changed. His warlike attributes became more valued. The god came to be seen as a warrior god and protected the Romans in the conquests. The shield of Mars was kept in the Roman Forum by its priests. Mars was a deeply celebrated god in Rome. With each victory of the legions, the Romans honored the god with feasts in his honor. Emperor Octavius Augustus said Mars was an avenging god. This allowed him to justify the persecution of the senators who had murdered Julius Caesar, his uncle and adopted father. Although his cult as a god of war grew, Mars never ceased to play his role as an agrarian deity. As protector of the harvests, the month of March was consecrated in his honor. This month's name has its origin in the name of Mars. At that time, it was the first month of the year and marked the beginning of spring. With the end of winter, the Roman legions would march towards glory with the protection of the god. On March 14th, the city of Rome was adorned for the great festival at Campus Martius. There were religious, cultural, and sporting events to honor the god. The god was the second most important in the Roman pantheon, standing only below Jupiter, the equivalent of Zeus.
Well, it's time to take a spin through the headlines here in France. And to do that, I'm joined in the studio by Alison Sargent. Hi, Alison.
Hi, Belle.
And it's a big day here in France. We heard a little bit about it in business. President Macron is unveiling and starting to push through his labour reforms in Parliament. And there's been an interview in Le Point weekly with him.
There has, Belle. Macron's media abstinence is over. As we know, the French president is often compared to Jupiter, the Roman god, in part for his kind of distance from journalists and from the people. Well, now he has descended from Mount Olympus, breaking the silence after a difficult summer. As we know, his approval rating dropped drastically. He told Le Point, which is a right-wing weekly news magazine, that he refuses to be judged on those first 100 days. He also defended his reform of the labor code in this interview, which is going to be presented today, as you said, Belle. And he said it's going to be a profound transformation. Now, according to many editorialists, this interview is a profound transformation of Macron's media strategy. It is not, however, a difference in any other way. Huffington Post France says Macron justifies everything he's done so far and doesn't give any ground. The site also says you can tell in this interview that Macron is really trying to get back some of the lyricism he had during his campaign. They quote a part of the interview in which Macron says he believes in, quote, the reconstruction of political heroism and an ambition to achieve what people say is impossible.
In response, Republican leaders, including Georges Danton and Camille Desmoulins, rallied against this decision. They organized a petition demanding the removal of the king. On the day of the massacre, around 50,000 people gathered at the Champ de Mars to sign the petition, with about 6,000 making their mark. However, the day took a grim turn when two suspicious individuals were found hiding at the site. The crowd, suspecting foul play, took matters into their own hands, resulting in the hanging of these two individuals. Using this incident as an excuse, Paris Mayor Jean-Sylvain Bailly declared martial law. The National Guard, led by Marquis de Lafayette, dispersed the crowd. As the day wore on, a larger and more determined crowd returned, led by Danton and Desmoulins. The situation escalated as they threw stones at the National Guard, who responded by firing on the crowd. The exact number of casualties remains unknown, with estimates ranging from 12 to 50 dead. The massacre was a direct result of different factions reacting to the decree in different ways. The attempted flight of the king had already caused tensions within the Third Estate, with workers angered by job losses and lack of wage increases. In the aftermath of the massacre, the Republican movement seemed to be over, with many activists arrested or going into hiding. Lafayette's reputation suffered greatly, and he lost the support of the French people. Bailly, the former mayor of Paris, was executed in 1793, with one of the charges against him being the instigation of the massacre. In summation, the Champ de Mars massacre was a pivotal event during the French Revolution. It was a tragic result of political tension, public anger, and a controversial decree. It led to the downfall of key figures like Bailly and Lafayette, and marked a significant setback for the Republican movement.
Let's go through a list of what happened during the Paris Climate Conference, because there are a lot of strange details that should be pointed out, lots of things that appeared to slip under the radar that people missed. Before we do that, let us return to an oddity. Bilderberg member Laurent Fabius, who made repeated and deliberate speeches that climate chaos would be unavoidable if it was not solved by the last day, September 23, 2015.
On the edge of a climatic abyss. In fact, we have 500 days to avoid a climate chaos.
If such an urgency, why did Laurent Fabius spearhead this meeting of nations for November 30th through December 13th? The deadline to avoid climate chaos has already passed. This does not make sense. That's oddity number 1. Oddity number 2. What did Pope Francis say at the start of the climate conference in Paris? He said the following: "We are on the edge of suicide, but I am sure that just about everybody meeting in Paris is aware of this and wants to do something." What on earth is Pope Francis talking about? Is he merely emphasizing climate change by saying we are on the edge of suicide, or perhaps is he hinting at something else? Oddity number 3. Pope Francis sent a large, very prominent delegation to Paris, although the Vatican had no negotiating power during the Paris talks. In spite of this, some commentators have suggested that Pope Francis and his delegation are the chief negotiators behind the scenes, and are the major reason for the urgency behind the Paris Convention. One of the Vatican's chief negotiators, Bernardino Ayuso, said, "We have seen a universal willingness to arrive at an accord that is ambitious, legally binding, and transformative." Obviously, it was the Vatican's quest to assure a climate treaty that was legally binding of all countries that agreed to it.
So here in Holland is the biggest pyramid of Europe. It's 36 meters high. It has an obelisk on it. It was made by the pharaohs or their descendants for Napoleon and by the General Mormont. There were 18,000 men here. It's next to Utrecht in the middle of the Netherlands. And when Napoleon was in the pyramid in Egypt, he came out, he was completely pale and white, and his soldiers asked him, "Well, sir, what happened?" And he said, "Well, I don't want to tell you because you're not gonna understand. He's a pharaoh. He was a pharaoh, and something happened there." So here is the forest here all around, and yeah, it's an obelisk. It's a pyramid with an obelisk on it. They are here, all right. The pharaoh.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump, we're all cut from the same cloth.
Long live the United States. Long live France. Thank you.
He did a good job. He did a great job. He's a great president. He's going to be a great president of France.
Oddity number 4. Nearly every single country, 196, approved the climate treaty. What kind of treaty could have brought together countries who normally disagree with each other on just about everything? What kind of treaty could have convinced all the countries in attendance to sign on? What kind of urgency was there in such a treaty? Oddity number 5. The draft of the climate resolution has been kept secret from the public and will only be revealed after it has been finalized and approved. No details have been publicly released about the finalized draft that was voted on by member nations. Oddity number 6. A large globe was hung inside the Eiffel Tower to celebrate COP21. The globe depicted the all-seeing eye and Earth crisis below it and a large teardrop with the Earth inside of it. Let us not convince ourselves that the Paris COP21 was an innocent and harmless meeting. We are in the year of light, according to the United Nations.
So I believe this moment can be a turning point for the world. We've shown that the world has both the will and the ability to take on this challenge. It won't be easy. Progress won't always come quick. We cannot be complacent. While our generation will see some of the benefits of building a clean energy economy, jobs created, money saved, we may not live to see the full realization of our achievement, but that's okay. Simply put, this country and this world benefit from your commitment to Jesuit principles, to being men.
President Trump, who attended Fordham, a Jesuit university, came face to face today with the first Jesuit pope. The rest is history.
On the edge of a climatic abyss.
Very important issue of climate change, climate chaos, and I said that we had 500 days to avoid climate chaos, and I know that President Obama and John Kerry himself are committed on this subject, and I'm sure that them, with a lot of other friends, should be able to.
Dear citizens of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, aujourd'hui, nous sommes tellement tristes. It is with great sorrow that the French people have learned of the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Her wisdom and empathy have helped us all to steer a path through the historic ups and downs of the last 7 decades. With her passing, we all feel an emptiness. Millions of people around the world discovered the images of her coronation and were immediately captivated by the young leader who already exhibited such strength and courage. The courage of a life marked by the war, and soon the courage to uphold, from one century to the next, the values of freedom and tenacity.
On the BBC, I haven't always been able to speak plainly and from the heart. So I'm grateful to Channel 4 for giving me the opportunity to say whatever I like without anyone putting words in my mouth. If there is a theme to my message today, it is trust. Trust in what is genuine and what is not. 2020 has been a challenging year for us all. One thing that has sustained many of us is our families, which is why I was so saddened by the departure of Harry and Meghan. There are few things more hurtful than someone telling you they prefer the company of Canadians.
It's the historic moment everyone's buzzing about. Melania Trump meeting Prince Harry for the first time. And Inside Edition was right there. Melania wore a smart checkered pantsuit for her first official solo trip as First Lady.
A special flight in for an important handover. The King just seeming delighted to again be back out. His last moments as Colonel-in-Chief of the Army Air Corps were mainly spent reminiscing and meeting veterans, including Aaron Mappelbeck, who's also had cancer. Off camera, they chatted about chemotherapy and how you can sometimes lose your sense of taste. We don't know if it's a hint of the kind of treatment the King's had, but anything he says right now is inevitably picked up. Unveiling an Apache flown in Afghanistan, he brought it back to why he was really there, with some praise for his son.
All I can say is that having had the pleasure of knowing you for so long, I do hope you'll go from strength to strength in the future with the Prince of Wales as your new Colonel-in-Chief.
Cutting a lonely figure, the Duke of Sussex cheered at the cathedral where his parents married, where 43 years later Harry thanked his late mother's sister and brother, Earl Spencer, for supporting him at a service marking 10 years of his Invictus Games.
There are varieties of activities, but it is the same God who activates all of them in everyone.
The Invictus Games has shown us what can be achieved when wounded, injured and sick servicemen and women rediscover their fighting spirit through sport. In London and again Orlando, we came away moved by the tales of courage that got each competitor through their rehabilitation to the start line of their chosen sport. Tens of thousands of people packed stadiums and millions more watched at home. We were all inspired. We've raised the bar high with each successive games, and I know that Toronto are planning an incredible event when they host the Games in September. And I'm happy to say the Invictus Games journey won't end there. But where should the Games go next? Well, we had 3 criteria. First, it had to be an iconic city, somewhere known the world over. Second, it needed to be a city with a proud military heritage, which would welcome competitors from all over the world with open arms. And finally, we wanted to go somewhere where they are absolutely sports mad and would really get behind our competitors.
Praised by veterans and celebrities for his campaigning, outside it was as if Harry was back doing his old job as he was embraced by the public.
He should come back again and see more of us again. That was good.
He should be back. He's my favorite member of the royal family.
Harry at times may have appeared isolated, but he is among friends here. As for the rest of his family, they've kept their distance, but they aren't too far away. Just 3 kilometres across London at Buckingham Palace, almost a full house of royals, led by the King and Queen. Charles is said to be too busy to see his son.
The rift is just so deep, I think they can't get over it.
In London, Hugh Whitfeld, 7 News.
It was an easy decision, really. The 2018 Invictus Games are coming to Sydney.
If it's Sydney, mate, you're going to need one of these.
Thanks, mate.
Good decision.
It's all good. Sorry, Dad. Oh, it's Kylie. Hey. Hi, Kylie. Good timing. The 2018 Invictus Games are coming to Sydney. Can I guarantee the Aussies are going to bring it?
Hey Prince Harry, listen, we're stoked the Invictus Games are coming to Sydney, but you don't need to tell the Aussies to bring it. It's guaranteed. No worries.
Sydney, it's on.
Rather aptly in front of the control tower, the beret was passed from father to son. The first time we've seen them together since the King's diagnosis. So much of what happens within the royal family is hereditary, so it makes sense one Prince of Wales passing on this title to the next Prince of Wales. But you do wonder if things were slightly different within the family, whether or not the King would actually be passing this on to Prince Harry. It was with the Army Air Corps that Harry trained to fly Apaches. His father, in 2010, presenting his provisional wings before he served in Afghanistan. But leaving royal duties means no military ties either. His brother couldn't seem more excited, posting these pictures on social media and getting into uniform as he spent the afternoon learning more about what they do. Then the perfect final departure for a man who loves flying. An Apache on standby to take him off base. Another handover from king to heir complete. Rhiannon Mills, Sky News.
From her coronation on, she knew and spoke with all of our presidents. No other country had the privilege of welcoming her as many times as we did. At this sad moment, we send our heartfelt condolences to His Majesty the King, the royal family, the British people, and all those who loved the Queen and will miss her so deeply.
Tout simplement, le Royaume-Uni sera toujours un des alliés les plus proches et un des meilleurs amis de la France. Inspired and encouraged by my grandmother's and my late mother's example, France has been an essential part of the fabric of my own life for as long as I can remember. Indeed, as I have been astonished to discover, this is my 35th official visit to France. Notre détermination et notre alliance sont plus importantes que jamais. Ensemble, nous nous tenons aux côtés du peuple ukrainien avec une solidarité résolue. Ensemble, nous sommes inébranlables dans notre détermination que l'Ukraine triomphera et que nos libertés si chères l'emporteront. Merci.
That's my prediction. It's only a prediction.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But we do have a very special relationship. In fact, I'll get that little piece of dandruff for that little piece. We have to make him perfect. He is perfect. So it is really great to be with you, and you are a special friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And on top of it, we have an excellent personal relationship, so I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Thank you.
I like him a lot. First of all, I want to thank...
Just want to show you these pictures from the Palace of Versailles, where after a day of pageantry and meetings, you can see there King Charles and Queen Camilla meeting the French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris. They are going to a state banquet. And we're going to bring you, of course, all of this arrival shots when we have it. You can see there the French President and his wife and the King and Queen there posing for pictures with the French President for that banquet in Versailles.
In mare mortum. le Fils, Saint-Esprit.
And I believe France will be taken to new heights under this president. He's going to be an outstanding president, one of your great presidents, and it's an honor to call you my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Which I'd like to share with our viewers now, and that is of that spire from a ground camera, completely engulfed in flames. As you might imagine, we have hundreds of different feeds which come into our main headquarters in New York, and one after another with different views on this spire, watching as the flames began to lap around its base and then just lick up the outside of it until eventually it was engulfed.
Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man. Of my virtue I am justly proud. Beata Maria, you know I'm so much purer than the common, vulgar, weak, licentious crowd. Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there, why her smoldering eyes still scorch my soul. I feel her, I see her, the sun caught in her raven hair is blazing in me out of all control. Like fire, hellfire, this fire in my skin, this burning desire is turning me to sin. It's not my fault. I'm not to blame. It is the gypsy girl, the witch who set this flame. It's not my fault. If in God's plan, he made the devil so much stronger than a man.
Wonder what he makes of the environmental policies announced by Rishi Sunak today. King Charles, of course, somebody who has been a campaigner on environmental issues, I think it's fair to say. Penny for his thoughts this evening as he meets the French president.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the Holy See, followed by the national anthem of the United States.
923 also represents 14, and we know that Osiris was cut up into 14 pieces from his brother's set.
And Chekhov saw the long winter. He saw a winter bleak and dark and bereft of hope. Yet we know that winter is just another step in the cycle of life.
She called us this Thursday morning, 9:23. I thought, okay, this is it, here we go.
Do you believe this?
I don't know what's going on.
You never know what's going on.
Thank you.
Agent Dunham, I need immediate evac, 923 Church Street. There's a device on the 47th floor. Nicely done.
Me, Maria, don't let the siren cast her spell. Don't let her fire sear my flesh and bone. Destroy Esmeralda and let her taste the fires of hell, or else let her be mine and mine alone.
Cái
Gaius Octavius, better known as Augustus Caesar, was born into nobility on September 23, 63 BC, although he never recognized the title of emperor. Augustus Caesar was the first of the ruling Julio-Claudian dynasty to reign in Rome. Before Augustus's centralization of power, Rome was ruled by a series of suffects, but Augustus changed that entire system, becoming the sole ruler. His family, the Julians, gave birth to some of the greatest tyrants the world had ever seen, including the merciless Caligula and the mentally insane Nero. Members of the Julio-Claudian dynasty believed themselves to be descendants of another race from the Dawn Star, also known as the Venus. Members of this dynasty were so convinced that they descended from this otherworldly race that they would actually dress up as the goddess Venus. Even the ruthless Caligula would cross-dress and put on women's garbs that made him look like a goddess. But it all started with Caesar Augustus, born on September 23, 63 BC, who would adopt the title Divi Filius, which means Son of God.
The high priestess of the Olympic Games, played by actress Mary Mina, prayed to Apollo, Greek god of the sun, for help in lighting her torch. But under a cloudy sky in Olympia, a backup flame was used, which will now remain lit for the duration of the 2024 Games, a fire symbolic of the Olympic values of peace and friendship between nations.
Today, the Olympic Games are the only event that brings the entire world together in a peaceful competition.
Minister Frollo, the gypsy has escaped. What? She's nowhere in the cathedral. She's gone.
But how? Never mind. Get out, you idiot. I'll find her. I'll find her if I have to burn down all of Paris. Hellfire! Dark fire! Now, gypsy, it's your turn. Choose me or your pyre. Be mine or you will burn.
This same fire was then used to ignite the French Olympic torch in the hands of the first of many hundreds of torchbearers, rowing's Olympic gold medalist Stefanos Douskos. The torch is now to pass through some of the most iconic sites of ancient Greek civilization on its Herculean journey, before crossing the Mediterranean for the first time in the history of the Games, on board the Belém, a three-masted centenarian French vessel, and reaching land in Marseille, embarking on a 7-week tour of the Olympic host nation, and ending its epic voyage in Paris on the 26th of July for the opening of the Games.
God have mercy on her. God have mercy on me. But she will be mine, or she
That's all, folks. That's my line.
Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all!
That's all, folks.
Can I go home now?
Boom bop doo up, boom boom bop doo up, boom bop doo up, boom boom bop doo up. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here comes that rain I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. Bop bop dum bop. Come around, there's nothing but blue sky. Anywhere you go, straight ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. It's gonna be a bright day. 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 I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.